Today, I took a loss on a valid A+ setup. All three of my rules confirmed. I simply lost. And after I closed that trade, I sat for a minute and reflected, waiting to find what it was that I did wrong, waiting for the mistake, and I couldn't find one because there wasn't one. The setup was right, the execution was right. The market simply just said no today. And that's when I realized sometimes it's not you, it's the market. But here is the dangerous part that nobody talks about. It's what happens after a loss like that. Because you have the temptation to overanalyze, to change what's working, to second guess a system that has already proven itself. This is where traders actually get hurt, and it's not in the loss, but it's in the reaction to it. When I went back into my journal to reflect on this trade, the setup was clean. The setup was there. All three of my rules were there. I had nothing to lose. And the market still chose to move against your girl. That's not a strategy problem though. That's just trading. Every single professional trader in the world, whether it's a funded trader, institutional trader, take losses on valid setups. And the market doesn't owe you a win just because your analysis was correct. It moves based on liquidity, news, and all these things that we cannot see or control. A valid loss is not a broken strategy. It's a strategy working exactly as designed. Because a strategy that accounts for losses and manages risk is doing its job even when the trade does not go our way. Here's what I want you to understand about having a reaction to a loss, because this is where most traders damage themselves. Okay, you take a loss. Your brain is immediately looking for a reason. And because your brain is literally wired to protect you from something, it will find a reason. So you'll change your entry, you'll add a rule, remove a confirmation, just so you can be able to do something different for the next time. And that something different is what sets you back, not the loss itself. I have seen traders abandon working strategies simply because they have a streak of losing, only to watch those setups print winners the following week without them. The strategy didn't fail. The trader failed the strategy. In a funded challenge, this is especially dangerous. You don't have the luxury to just be experimenting mid-challenge. You built a system, you tested it, it's proven itself. So one bad day in the market is not permission to rebuild what's already working for you. The only question that you need to ask yourself after a loss is this: did I follow my rules? And if the answer is yes, then you close the journal and you walk away and you let the market just be the market. The market is not personal, and I have to remind myself of this every single time the market chooses to go against me. It's not targeting me, it's not punishing me, it's not even aware that I exist on this earth. It just moves. And the moment that I make a loss personal is the exact moment that I sit in front of the chart with something to prove. I have already compromised the next trade before I even set it up. Professional trading is not about eliminating emotion. It's not about emotion drive execution. You can feel frustrated, you could feel disappointed. You are human. But the next time you open the platform, the rules are the same. The criteria does not change. Your lot size is the same. You are the same trader that you were before that loss, because a valid loss did not change anything about your strategy. And honestly, the way you respond to a loss tells you more about where you are as a trader than the loss itself ever could. Staying disciplined after a hit, that is truly a real skill within learning a skill that's a hard skill to learn to begin with. That's what funded trading actually tests. Today, I took a loss on a valid A+ setup. I reviewed the trade, the rules were followed, nothing needs to change. And tomorrow, I'm showing up as the same trader that I was before the loss. That's the job. If you took a loss today, check your rules first. And if you follow them, that loss is not yours to carry. Give it to the market and move on. Don't change what's working just because one day it didn't. The edge reveals itself over time, not over one trade. And if this resonated with you today, comment below. Let me know, how do you manage to bounce back from these losses in the market? Happy trading. I'll see you in the next one.